Hi everybody, it's Debbie here. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, then thank you so much for joining me today. And if you are a returning viewer, welcome back. So today I haven't done one of these for a long time. And yesterday I sat down and made this one. So I'm going to do another one and I am going to show you how I made this. So this little, I just call them mini junk journals, I guess, but they're a paper bag book is what they are. So this one has this, it's coffee dyed on the outside. It has this crinkled paper for a cover, and I don't know where I got this paper. I'm sorry, I can't tell you, but I coffee dyed it. I think I got it at a yard sale in a little bin of craft stuff. Anyway, that's what the cover is, and I've taken just this little music rubber stamp. It's a mazillion years old, and I used some vintage photo to put some music notes on here, and then I used this wooden stamp, which was a purchase from a bin at Michael's, and when it was on clearance. It's beautiful. It's just a Bluebird Branch, it's called. It's by Stupendous, and it is absolutely gorgeous. I just love this. But when you do it in the vintage photo, just on coffee dyed paper too, it's just brown on brown on brown and all these different shades. Very gorgeous and vintagey feeling to me. When you open this up, there's a pocket right here, and this will just be a rack. I don't keep these little things myself when I make them. I just, find an address somewhere or an address that somebody has sent me, and I send them stuff. So this is an ATC card, blank. So all I've done is take some cardstock, I had this paper, and it was in my scrap box, and it was just these branches with this little bird. I thought it went well with that whole little theme. Birds and flowers, guys. And it's very vintagey looking as well. So I just tucked that in there, and I tucked this little, it was a business card that was coffee dyed, yellow business cards. Another yard sale find, 5 or 6 sheets of these, and I just coffee dyed it, and on the yellow it just comes out a different shade. So I added a dollar store sticker on here that says good times, and it's a vase with flowers, and I just used my tiny attacher to add a little piece of silk ribbon to it. It's too small of a tag really for a hole, so I just stapled that on there. So I added this. This is another one of those stickers on a book page, and I just cut it down, and it's a blank book page. Yeah, I just had some, I think I got some right here actually. So it's just a blank book page from an old book. That's quite often. I think sometimes when we buy old books that are yellowed and worn, we forget that we can use the blank pages as well. So that's what that is, and some more. I just used a little sticker book that had some of these dimensional stickers from Dollar Tree. And in the big pockets, in each big pocket, I've added 2 sheets of that Dollarama scrapbooking paper that's a little bit heavier, almost a cardstock, and I just used a little vintage photo on the back. Everything in this one looks a little aged. I just cut them down to size, and I shoved 2 pieces of each in here, and this is just a blank page. I stamped it. Again, 2 more pieces of this paper that I put in here. And all of these things are intended for the recipient to take out and use in their own projects, or use them to decorate this book when they get it. So again, a couple of more of these little, I backed this one onto the business card and made a teeny tiny tag out of it. And this one is just an envelope stuffed with flowers. That's the image. And put them in there. And again, 2 more pieces of that pretty, pretty paper. I added some coffee dyed doilies in here that can be taken out and used. These are the little 4-inch doilies, and a lot of people are having trouble finding these, but I was really lucky and got a huge stack of them a couple years ago. So I coffee dyed a bunch. So I put 4 of those in there. This is just another little, like a little card that I mounted these flowers onto, the stickers. And I thought that this little brass colored bird paper clip just went with this little book so well that I tucked that underneath that. And again, there's 2 of those book pages in here. In this pocket, I added 3 or 4 sheets of, now this is just restaurant, you know, your waitress pad off of a waitress pad. So, or a little receipt book. It could have been a little receipt book. Actually, I think this one was a little receipt book. So there was a pink copy, a blue copy, and probably a plain copy. And I have some, so I coffee dyed those, and I've stuck them in there. I just added the last little sticker from that sticker pack on here. And this little stamp right here, I just have this, and it's an old stamp. I don't know where I got it. And I always put the month and the year that I've made something, but I don't put it on there. I don't put it on there where it's really obvious. So, and then the back again is just that paper. And then in the center, in this last little pocket, now these pockets are just the paper bags. And again, a couple more sheets of that paper. And I had some yellow lined notepad, and I coffee dyed some of that as well. When I did that coffee dyeing, I did a lot of stuff because I like having a nice box of things to choose from. So that's it, guys. That's this little notebook. Now you can put an elastic around this. You can, I may wrap it with some more of this coffee dyed silk ribbon. And that's all this is. It's just coffee dyed silk ribbon. So it takes the dye funny, but it actually turns out quite beautiful. And wrap around here a couple times and tie a bow on the front. But to mail this to somebody, I will open this up to the middle like this, lay it flat, and put it in an envelope and try to see how thin that is. So I may actually get this through the mail without having to pay extremely high postage. And it's quite a nice little stuffed pocket Happy Mail for somebody to get. And all they have to do when they get it is close it up. If I toss a little piece of ribbon in there for them to wrap it, this is adorable. So my intent with this is that they can take everything out and use it to decorate. You can cut it down to size, decorate some of these pockets if you want to, or you can pull these out and use them as photo cards. Mount a little photo on here and then write a little story on the back and turn it into like a little memory keeper. I've seen people do that with them. All kinds of things. You could even use this for a little journaling book and decorate it as you go, because the coffee dyed pages are still extremely easy to write on. And there's lots of room to write in here. I mean, there's a ton of room. You could just write across this whole bit. So yeah, you could use each page spread to document a little memory and tuck your pictures in here, which would be great. Absolutely great. So that's that, and I'm going to show you how I make it. I'm going to show you how I make the basic book, and then you can decorate whatever way you want to. So I have, let me see if I have all my stuff here. I have these paper bags. I have a stack of them, and they come from Dollarama. You just, I forget what you get, 10 or 12 of them, and they're $1.25 for a bunch. So I have these. So half of this stack of paper bags went into the bucket when I was coffee dyeing. Now remember, you don't have to use coffee dyed paper. If you tend to like your background's crisp and white, you can use the paper bag and decorate it with your bright spring colors. You can do that as well. But I'm just going to show you how I made this one. So I had coffee dyed paper. I like that one too. With the stripes, a little bit of stripey. Some of these I dried on a pizza pan, so they have polka dots. Some of them I dried, oh, I like that blotchy one there. So you have to just grab 4 bags. It doesn't matter which 4. And you're going to use your bone folder. You're going to take the bags, and this is the bottom of the bag. You're going to flip it over to the whole complete side. Then you're going to turn the bottom up, and you're going to fold it so that it's as even down both of these sides as you can get it, and leaving your fold as even with the bottom edge of this bag as you can get it. Once you've got that lined up, use your bone folder to crease that down. Sometimes it's easier to just lift that bag up so that you can crease. Try to get all those sections of the bag down there and give that a really good crease. And you're going to do that with all 4 of them. Once you have all your bags folded, you're going to start gluing down all the ends, all the bits and pieces that are popping out that don't have as much of the dye on them. So the first thing you're going to do, I've got a brand new glue here. I haven't even opened it. The first thing you're going to do is the sides. There. And to do that, all you're going to do is open up the flap like this. You're going to go down the edge and across the top. Because this is going to be, this pocket's too small to do anything with. So you're going to do that on both sides. Don't forget to go across the top. So you're going to glue down both those sides. Then you're going to take this bag, excuse me, you're going to open it flat, and you're going to take this little flap right here on the bottom where it's folded, and you're also going to glue that up. I just do 1 bead of glue across the top for that. It's enough. There. So you've got your bag glued, and now basically what you have is a bag, almost like a coin bag or a, I don't even know what these are called. Just a straight bag like this without a square bottom in it. Fold that back up and set that one aside, and I'm going to do the other 3. Now you can use a tape roller if you like to put these bags together, but I have found over the years that things that I've done a long time ago and used a tape roller on are the tape actually starts to decompose, it becomes brittle, and it pops apart. And with a liquid glue, what you're doing is actually wetting down the fibers in your paper, and the fibers in the paper actually stick together. So it makes a different kind of a bond with a wet glue. It's just different. It's just different. Did I get both? Oh, yeah, I did. Okay. That one right there hasn't got enough glue on it. It's not holding. There. Okay, so that's done. Then you're going to take your 4 bags, and with the flap there, folded on the top, put another bag on with the flap on the top, like this. So now what you're going to do, you're going to take, can you see this? You're going to take the top bag, you're going to flip it down like this. You're going to glue down. This is the top, the open end. So make sure you put your finger in there and then glue along the opposite edge. So glue along the opposite. So you're doing both sides and the bottom. Then you're going to take this bag, put it beside this one, line it up, and then make sure that they're both even here. Make sure, so this part down here matters, but not as much as right here, because you want this to be even, because that's your open edge of your book. So you're going to take the next one and you're going to do the same thing down both sides and across the bottom. It's really easy, guys. Really easy. And then stand your book up and make sure that all these pages right here are even. If you have to pull this up a little wee bit, pull that up a little wee bit. Make sure these are nice and even. That'll just give your book a little nicer edge if all those pages are even across that side. So then the last flap, and the same thing. It's easier to stand this up and put that up to it. And nice and even. So then you've got your book all glued together. So these flaps become your hinges for your pages. So then you're going to hold this down for a minute. I'm going to leave it for a minute. I'm just going to take one of these and clamp that together. Now the thing about the Tombow Mono Glue, the liquid glue, gives you a minute to work with something and slide it around, but it actually does tack up fairly quickly. So I'll be back in like 2 minutes. Okay, so at this point, this is what you should have. You should have, if you start on the side that doesn't have any pockets, you should have a front page and with a pocket on the right-hand side, and then flip, and the pockets on the right-hand side, like this. Then you should have one last pocket that doesn't have anything on it. This gets glued to either your front or your back cover. So, and that's what we're going to do now. I have this, which is what I used for the cover here. And this is a coffee dyed piece of, it's a page that I cut in half from a sketchbook. And I really love this dark edge where it's soaked up a lot around that edge. I'm going to use this for my cover. And what you're going to do, you're going to take your ruler and you're going to measure your paper bags. So you can do this with whatever paper bags you like. My granddaughter and I, a few years ago, made one with really big paper bags so that by the time she folded the bottom flap over and we glued it together, she had a big book. I think it was like 11 inches tall, and I can't even remember how wide, but it was a huge, big book. And then we took all kinds of scrapbooking papers and we decorated it. She didn't do it in the grungy colors. So 4 5/8, it's over half, not quite 4 3/4. So 4 5/8. So I am going to take my paper trimmer and I'm going to put this in. I don't know how I'm going to do this, but I do know that I'm going to use this straight edge here already. So put that in your paper trimmer, and 4 5/8. And then I don't bother to cut my width yet. So what you do is you start with your full page and you glue the full page to your cover. Don't take your glue all the way around the back edge though. Leave a little bit of space there and glue it right to your other edges. My cat wants me to come play. Okay, I got lots of glue on there, and I am going to glue this to this. So I'm going to line it up. I'm going to get it as straight as possible, and I'm going to press it down like this. But see what happens when you wrap it around, you end up with just a little bit here. So you don't want that actually glued right to your pages. I mean, you could probably, I never have, because that allows me to go around my book and still keep my cover straight by putting a little bit of give here in the back. Now what you can do is before you glue this, and you have to do it before you glue it, to make it really, really strong, you can decide where that spine's going to be, like figure that out, and then put a piece of duct tape down the inside of this. Don't wrap it around your edges, just on one side. And then when you wrap it around, it's on the inside. You can't see it, but it'll support this. So if this is something that you think that you want to have around for 25 years, that's what I do. There. Is that gluing down pretty good? I just need that to be really secure. And then make sure that your bag is still open on this end and that you haven't glued this together, because these are your big pockets, guys. Okay, then on this side right here, you're going to do the same thing that you did before. You're going to go down this edge. Make sure you have enough glue on this one. Don't be chintzy. Don't put so much on there that you're going to... Don't put so much on there that you're going to soak through your paper or anything like that. Then you're going to fold this over like this. You're going to line that up. Make sure that it's kind of nice with your cover on the other side. And then just hold this down for a bit. This is the easiest way to make a flip book with lots of pockets. Paper bag flip books, guys. If you're into little journals and you're not like an extremely advanced paper crafter and you don't want to do all that you know, extra kind of making a pocket for every page and stuff like that. You know, pockets, ready to go pockets. So the only thing that's left to do is to fold your book, take your scissors, and very carefully putting the top edge of your scissors along there so that it's straight, you can cut off that back edge until you're happy with it. So there. So this can either be the back of your book with your pockets on the right, or it can be the front of your book. So to even this up now and make it look the same all the way around, I'm just going to take this brush and my vintage photo, which I think goes really good with, I think it goes really good with this coffee dyed paper. I'm going to take this and I'm just going to go all around the edges of my cover. And you can make it as light or as dark as you want. This back's a little bit easier because I've got the other pages behind it. I'm going to go a little bit up and down my spine. There. That's it. I have my book made, and that's how long it takes to make the book. Now the rest of it is just cutting papers, finding the decorative papers that you want to put into these pockets. I find 2 in each pocket is just nice, and they will be 4 1/4 by 4 3/4, I believe. Let me get my measurements. So 4 3/4 wide by 4 1/4 inches tall, fit in here just nicely. And then you can poke whatever you want into these little holes. But I do love this. So I'm going to get busy and decorate the other one a little bit. I'm going to put a few things into it like I did with this one. And then I am going to find a couple addresses, and I'm going to pop these little things into the mail and send them out to somebody. I really think this is a cute little book, and I'd be happy to get something like this. Yeah, I just like doing things for people, guys. This is for you guys. This paper crafting on this channel is going to be for you guys because I love doing this stuff, guys. If I kept it all, I'd be, you know, I'd be waist deep in paper crafting projects with nothing to do with them. So yeah, I just like sending things out to people. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you haven't subscribed already, go ahead and do that. Send me your address. I'll put the email address down below to send that to. And I just put all the names in a hat, basically, and I draw a name out. And that's how I do it. So you never know if you're going to get something. You never know if you're not. But yeah, if you are the recipient of these, feel free to use all of this stuff and then use this little journal however you want. So that's it. I hope you did like it. I really do hope you did like it. If you're looking for my hauls and my other types of DIY videos, they are now over on my other channel, Debbie's Crafty Home, and I will leave a link to that down below as well. It's just a brand new channel. I like sharing the things that I'm doing around the house just in case it gives you guys some inspiration, and Yeah, it makes us all feel like we're connected. So bye-bye for now, everybody. Take care, be safe, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.